Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Sydney Colson, formerly of the Las Vegas Aces, now of the Indiana Fever. This is a dangerous topic for me. I'll get to that in a second. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Really do appreciate it. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19. So I want to dig into this because I thought it was really interesting and insightful from Sydney Colson. Uh, a a lot of you might not find it insightful because you may have had the same thoughts, but coming from the WNBA, coming from a WNBA player, it is very insightful, and hopefully something like this continues. Now, why is this dangerous for me? You may remember when Sydney signed, I did a video on that, and out of the what I think of over 600 videos on this channel now, that was my worst performing one, not in views or likes, but in net plus or minus for subscribers to the channel. I don't get to see how many subscribe or unsubscribe from a channel, but I get to see the net. For example, if it says +5, that means, I may have had 20 subscribers and 15 people unsub, and so it ended up with +5. I think I was like -7 subscribers on that Sydney Colson video. And basically all I said was I didn't like her referring to an Iowa player as a man, and I think Grace Berger's a better backup point guard. But hey, it is what it is. I'm digging in again because I thought this was interesting from Sid. By the way, last thing, and this is again Sydney relevant though, is you may remember a follow-up video I think I did where I said there were the rest of the WNBA, the old guard, having a bit of a meltdown coping with this, where it was getting out to, everyone kept saying she was traded, to the point where Sydney even tweeted out herself that no, she voluntarily signed because she was an unrestricted free agent. I just saw the same thing literally maybe 2 days ago, where someone pointed out that Sydney Colson was rated, basically saying, oh, the poor girl had to go to Indiana. But anyway, so let's dig in, because there's a couple points to this. I want to play this clip of this interview. And there's a couple things that are related, but they are different that Sydney Colson talks about with the WNBA. So let's dig into listening to this.
Yeah. And first of all, let's go for Fever fans. They're listening. Yeah. Pacer fans are listening. What was it like coming into this building last year as the enemy? Because these people are crazy.
Yeah, no, nuts.
Yeah,
Nuts.
yeah.
Insane. But, I think in the W, you still appreciate it as the as the away team coming in, because you like seeing the attention for the league. Like, it's good for the league. Yes, it's, 1, 2, 3 teams being talked about, majority in the WNBA. It's Indiana Aces, New York. But it's good when other people come into the buildings that get great fan support. You need to be ready to play your A game against that team, because now people are going to be watching. If you have an awesome game, they're going to be like, well, who's this player from such and such team? Maybe I need to start tuning into them more. I think that it's overall good for the league. It's just the way you view it as an opponent coming in. Like, I wish we had more people talking about our team. Well, then come in and bust their when you come here, and they'll talk about you.
I don't have.
I love that so much. Yes, it is quite possible that I'm going to become a Sydney Colson fan, but she nailed it. And what's crazy is she was talking really about the attention and in terms of attendance, right? Going into places like New York and Las Vegas and now Indiana, and playing in front of these full arenas, or now playing specific to Indiana, playing in your own place and having it sell out because of Indiana. And this goes back to the whole nonsense and all that uproar about the televised games, and the Fever getting 40. Why are they getting so many? And it's not fair and all that. Well, it's just like Sydney Colson said, folks. This is an opportunity for everyone else. Why would you put more games on television from teams that people don't want to see and get lower ratings? You're not going to grow the league. Why not put all these Fever games on? Everyone's going to get to see these other teams, get to see these other players, and that's how you grow the league. Because remember, and let me know if this is you in the comments below, because I think this is huge. We've talked about it on this channel. I've had conversations with people individually about this. There were some great Fever Dallas games last year. Everyone remember that? And then, of course, you had the All-Star game where people turned in because of Caitlin and someone by the name of Enrique went off in the All-Star game. But here's my question to all of you. How many of you who probably, maybe, never even heard of anyone on the Dallas Wings before Caitlin Clark entered the W because you started following women's basketball because of Caitlin Clark in college. You followed her to the WNBA. You saw these exciting games against Dallas where there were just two good teams competing. And yeah, I know they faded at the end, but when Dallas is on, as they were, I think, in at least that one game against Indiana, they're fun to watch. And I think a lot of you who are Caitlin Clark fans realize that. I realize that. I think a lot of you are Enrique fans now, right? So, see, that's exactly what Sydney Colson is talking about. You want to grow the league? Well, great. Indy's getting all this attention. If you're a player, you're a team, you're playing against them, you've got this opportunity you've never had before that you only get with Indiana. Take advantage of it, right? Obstacles are opportunities. Obstacles, the Indiana Fever and all their fans, it's an opportunity for you to grow your fan base. It's an opportunity for you to get more fans, which is what grows the league. Everybody wins. It's not a zero sum. Okay, everyone wins. The whole league grows. I want to skip ahead a little bit because he goes on about, talking about how the NBA does that too with like the Lakers and Knicks, and they ignore other stories. But I want to get to the next thing. I think it's coming up here that Sydney says specifically about the Indiana Fever fans, the Caitlin Clark fans themselves.
That's amazing. Okay, so I told you what it was like coming as the enemy. What's it going to be like when you walk out there and those crazies they're wearing your jersey. They're pulling for you. Now, I won't because, for the Notre Dame thing. I will probably...
you got to let that go. Don't hold grudges. That's stressful on your body. Let that
go. I'll get therapy for that. But what's it going to be like when you walk out there and those crazy people are pulling for you?
I'm excited for it. Like, I'm ready for it. I think... I have a good relationship with Kelsey Mitchell. We played in Athletes Unlimited, like another pro league, in the off season together for about 3 years. And when I was making my decision, like, I reached out to her because I was like, okay, well, if Kelsey's coming back, like, I want to play with her. I like Caitlin's game. I like Aaliyah's game. Like, I think this could be a fun group. And this was before even Natasha and DB. And I was like, yeah, I want to play with these young kids. Like, they want to win. They're hungry. Like, it seems like a good opportunity. And she says she loves, like, the fan support, the people. There's a perception from the outside. And, yeah, there were some real life crazies that got attached to what was going on. But the people that are true Indiana Fever fans and fans of basketball, they show up and they cheer and they support and they respect the game and they respect the players associated with it. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
I know Kelsey Mitchell.
Bam. Bam. I mean, she nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Do you think if the narrative of the Fever fans, the Caitlin Clark fans, that the WNBA itself's been spewing, that the sports media has been spewing, that the Els and the Andreas and the Shanaes and the Monica McFloofers, if you think that that crap was true, Sydney Colson would have ended up in Indiana? I don't think so. I think she nailed it. Look, it's like anyone else, and he referred to them as the crazies. You know what? That's normal. That's normal fandom. Again, there's a specific team, and now I had it, and it's gone. That they used to actually call them that. Was it Duke back in Krzyzewski's heyday? But I know everyone in football who doesn't like us refer to the Eagles fans in similar ways and not so nice ways, and that's just part of fandom. But she nailed it. The real fans, basketball fans. And if you come in on the team and you show out, maybe you were ops, you come in on the team now, you're one of them. You're embraced, you're loved, you're going to be cheered for because you're in the right uniform. It's not personal. It's not racial. When you're on the other team, that is it. And I'm going to leave you with this one example. I think I've mentioned it before. As a huge Eagles fan, right? I hate, and of course I don't actually mean hate, but everyone understands if you're a sports fan, Cowboys, Redskins, Giants, right? The huge division rivalries we've had for years. So Saquon Barkley, I loved him at Penn State because I was a Penn State fan. Hated him in the NFL because he was a Giant. And then he came to Philly, and I absolutely love him. That's the entire Philly fan base. Hated Saquon because he was a Giant, man. Now he's here, embraced, loved, Super Bowl victory, the whole 9 yards. So anyway, I just wanted to do this video as a follow-up to let you listen to this because I think Sydney Colson nailed it both in terms of the attendance and the TV games, right? She nailed that. And then in her words about the Indiana fans specifically, she got it. I don't understand why it is so difficult for the rest of the WNBA and the WNBA sports media to understand what Sydney Colson just said. You don't want to hear it from me because I'm just some YouTuber who seems to be pro Caitlin Clark. You want to dismiss that? Okay, well, listen to Sydney Colson. It's not hard, folks. If you want to grow the WNBA, it belongs to the Fever and Clark fans now. We'll either grow it for you or we'll walk away. That's up to the rest of you. I mean, look, we're gonna follow Clark, but hey, that may mean no watching other games. That may be done with it when Clark walks away and retires. So you got to make some decisions here. But if I were you, I would listen to Sydney Colson. Yes, I said it. I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. By the way, are you now an Enrique fan after watching Dallas and the Fever last season? That was my question to you. But let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. I really do appreciate it. Go have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you later.